Welcome to the final of the Supreme Pool Series, the Strachan Cup. Joining me in the studio is Gareth Potts. It's been a good tournament so far, and two great players have got through to the final.
Yeah, I've been into it all weekend, watching and practicing a little bit. So I've seen most matches actually out on the arena table, and I have to say Adam's last match against Shane Thompson, I saw most of that. Well, I came in at 2-0 to Shane, and I think Adam ran the next 8 racks, which is takes some doing in any match or tournament. So I think from what I've seen, both of these players are the informed players, and both of these players that probably deserve to be in the final, really.
Yeah, both undefeated through the winner's side, so it just goes to show the how well they're playing.
Yeah, and I sort of like when a tournament ends up like that, because it means that both of them, like you say, have come through the winner's side. So it means both of them haven't lost, which sometimes when you're playing someone that's perhaps had some scrapes, come through the loser's side, and sometimes maybe even played each other. Mm-hmm. These obviously haven't. They both come through the winner's side. And like I say, from all the matches that I'd seen, there's obviously other players that have played one-off good matches, but I think consistently throughout the whole weekend, when you're talking double elimination, race to 11, in this sort of format and this sort of field, the final two players don't ever really lie, and I think it definitely isn't the case here.
And in the previous interview they had after they won, they said they'd never ever played each other before. So
right, well, yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, it's unusual. I wasn't aware of that. I suppose obviously Karl's been away, from English pool for quite a while with the American stuff. I did actually have a chat with him, and he said that he hadn't played any American pool for 18 months. Mm-hmm. And I think that's obviously the reason why he's now back playing at the top level. I think he's had 18 months away, and obviously mixing cue sports, especially the contrast of those big American balls, to the smaller balls on the English table, the contrast is too much with the equipment. So it's took 18 months for him to, go around the clubs, playing smaller events, almost learn his trade again, and obviously now he's right back at the very top, having won the last event.
Yeah, no, it's a great achievement to get back to where he was when he left the game and went to American pool.
Yeah, well, I think in all fairness, I don't think he was perhaps quite at this level when he left the game to go to American pool, and maybe that was one of the reasons why he did leave. I mean, yes, he was a very good player, but he wasn't a prolific tournament winner. He wasn't like winning UK tours, professional events, certainly not the World Championships. I think the American game seemed to suit his style a little bit more. Since coming back in these 18 months, as far as I remember personally, I think he's a far better player now than he was before he went away.
Mm-hmm. And do you think he could do the double? He won the last event, the Supreme Masters. Phil Harrison's done it. Scott Gillespie's won too. So.
Yeah, well, he can definitely do the double. I mean, look at the players he's beat, and look at the players he beat winning the last event. So of course he can definitely do the double. He's got a tough match. Adam's obviously in good form. The last few tournaments, very close to winning. So I expect it to be a tough match. I did say actually at the start of the last 16, for some reason I did just fancy Karl for some reason to come through. I think he plays quite quick. He's got a good rhythm. I think he makes the easy pots look very, very easy. I think he makes the tough finishes look quite average sometimes, because he's quite nonchalant and he doesn't sort of milk anything. If he's got a tough shot,
doesn't blow a gasket, does he?
He's not standing there shaking his head all the time going, oh God, I've got a bit of he just says this is what it is, and gets on with it, which I do like. So no, it's gonna be a good final, and if certainly judging by the way Adam played in his semi-final, if he plays anywhere near like that, then we should be in for a cracker.
So final question: who's going to win, and what's the score going to be?
Okay, so I'm gonna go boys 11-8.
11-8. Well, you heard the prediction, 11-8. We'll see what happens in a few moments. So we will come back to the studio throughout the final to try and give a bit of interaction on how we see it going. But for now, over to the studio and Nick.
Well, we've had another week packed with action here at the Supreme Series. But before we draw the curtain down on the event, we have to decide the winner of the Strachan Cup. Without further ado, let's introduce the players. He was the 2010 World 8-Ball Champion. He was the Supreme Masters Champion. From Blackpool, it's Karl, Box Office Boys. Good luck, Karl. This man was the 2011 WEPF World Champion. He's a local lad. He's Adam the Nuisance Davis. Good luck, Adam. Your referee will be Scott Price, the timekeeper, Sam Sprackman. Without further ado, let's get on with the final. I'll hand you over to the commentary team.
First frame, Adam Davis to break.
So your finalists, as you heard, Karl Boys and Adam Davis. Karl Boys looking to go back-to-back. Adam Davis looking to go a couple of steps better than he has done before. He's made a semi-final here. He's used to being in the hot seat, though. He's, as you heard, a ex-world champion in 2011. What a great final this could shape up to be. Two top players, for me, nothing between them. If I was going to price this as a bookie, I'd say 5 to 6 both ways. I couldn't edge either one of them. If I had to pick a winner, if you put me on the fence, after Adam's performance in the semi-final, I think it could be him. But he's missed one early doors, and he's let the door open for Karl Boys. I'm joined on the commentary by Shane Thompson. Shane, how are you feeling?
I don't know really. Obviously disappointed, but I don't think I could have done anything else.
No.
He's played probably the best ball I've seen play in a while.
Missed 2 balls in the whole match, I think.
That's ridiculous.
Don't think he can do much more. I don't think you could have done much more, to be fair. So
I can't remember making a mistake apart from the last frame. I don't even know what I've done with that last ball to get on the black. But
you've got to be proud of a really good run. You're going deeper and deeper each time. So
it's progression, I suppose. But
yeah. Anyway, the final. Karl Boys looking to go back to back.
Yeah, some achievement for Karl really before the final even starts. I mean, two finals back to back. Obviously, he won the first one, so it'd be some achievement to win 2 back to back.
Yeah, and of course the mistake from Adam so early in the frame left it as an open table. So Karl could go for yellows, and they're pretty much gimme some here, aren't they?
Yeah, I didn't see the shot Adam played, but
just tried to cut the ball back into the corner that's over the pocket and just rattled it.
Oh, okay.
But the black ball in the open, and he's probably going to be using the ball in bog to get on it.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah, can just play this with a trace of left-hand side.
Yeah, just a trace and just run back down for the black.
And you saw the cue ball.
Yeah, this table reacts unbelievable. Like, you can put the tiniest bit of side on it and it's gone.
Yeah. And first frame to Karl, first blood, as they say. Adam not without his chances, but he made a mistake in the first frame against you, and it didn't affect him, did it?
No. He I can't remember what happened. I think second frame he's missed a chance off my dry.
Yeah.
Obviously that was the story of my night, to be fair, but yeah, it didn't phase him at all. He won't be worried yet.
No, not at all. Not at all. He knows he just has to refine that form that he's had in the semi-final, and you know, he's going to be well in this game, and really hard, in my opinion, really hard to pick a winner here.
Yeah, well, I said to to a lad that was watching me play earlier on, I said, if Adam plays the way he played against me in this final, I can't see Karl beating him, but like you said, you never know. Like, obviously, I seen the scoreline that Karl's beat Clint, so he's obviously buzzed because Clint's been flying all day, hasn't he? So.
Yeah. He's.
But this is the danger. Like, Karl's break is huge.
Yeah. But I mean, it shows what talent the guy is. I mean, he's been years away from playing the game, you know, properly, taking it seriously. I think, you know, he'll tell you that he rarely practices. In fact, Adam said exactly the same thing earlier. You know, he rarely practices. But, you know, you got to think that Karl must be putting in some hours now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he played a few years back and he's been playing 9-ball and all the American stuff. So I think I don't know how to put it, like the fear factor maybe. Like he's not worried about playing like the top boys, and it does make a big difference.
Yeah. He's trodden the path, hasn't he?
Yeah. Like he's not worried about playing the big boys of the game, and
yeah, he's been in some pressure cooker situations.
Yeah.
You know, pick the Mosconi Cup out as the perfect example.
oh, that's a great shot.
What a shot that is!
Not sure if he's played off the yellow, but it was a big bag anyway, so
Yeah.
he always had a chance.
Yeah, as I say, that Mosconi Cup, that is, as I mentioned, I think there's a perfect way of describing it. It's a pressure cooker. It's you know, it's that arena and every eye's on you around the world.
Yeah, I watch it every year, but I've never actually been. I want to go, but
yeah.
I think if I'm going to go, I'm going to do a Vegas one rather than
Yeah.
the England one.
See, this is the year, mate. Just book up and
Yeah.
and come with us. There's a big group going this year, so
We was chatting about the Worlds just gone. A few of us are about going, but obviously it's just getting it done.
yeah. So, is he just looking to run into the yellow? Yeah, just the side of the yellow.
It's a bit off angle, I think.
Yeah. Can he
Maybe I don't know if
can he stun around to the side
I
rail and
think
then
the-
top
I
rail
think
and come around?
I think the top yellow could be in the way of the two together.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure how thin it is from there.
I
You
think
might be able to screw it out. No, you can't.
no. I
You can definitely play your
think-
shot.
Yeah, I think he can go. I think he can get the cushion. It's
Yeah, I think that's the shot.
yeah.
Just give yourself at least a shot.
Yeah, I like that. He's basically not tried to do too much. He
Just took his medicine. and-
Yeah, absolutely. Back himself to get this one.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, he's fine. That's really good. This is, again, high quality stuff from Karl Boys.
Yeah, that's class.
And 2-0. And
This is where Adam goes on an eight frame rant.
do you think the fact that, you know, Karl has walked this path just a couple of months ago and has already won this event, he knows how to get across the win line? Do you think that
Well,
that
he
has
knows.
any bearing on the final?
I think he knows how to do that regardless.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's been around the world playing at sport, and I think he knows how to win.
Mm.
But so does Adam at the same time. Obviously, he's not won one of these events, but he's been a world champion. He wins multiple tour events. Final of the World Masters just gone, which he was quite unlucky to lose as well.
One thing I really like about these players is their attitude to the game. You'll never get a read. I mean, Adam just doesn't give anything away, does he?
No.
You don't know if he's 8-0 up or 8-0 down.
No.
He's
well, you probably see me and my Charles cursing at the world.
Yeah.
And
but he's just fairly stoic, isn't he? He does have a really good attitude, and that's a monster break. But he's
there was none of them earlier on.
no, he wasn't even close to going in off earlier, was he?
His whole game earlier on was just
Yeah.
couldn't fault it.
So, as always, if you would be so kind, if you're watching on Facebook, to like and share the stream.
Oh, we're on Facebook now, are we?
We're on Facebook and
Okay.
YouTube and Twitter.
Twitter.
So, yeah, and if you would also do the same from YouTube, if you would copy the link and spread it around on social media.
See all the locals have rocks up. There's quite a few in it to watch, Adam, to be fair.
Again, should be fairly straightforward.
Yeah, red to the top. And you've got choices then.
Yep.
Just wipe the seat a little bit.
Just going to take the one to middle now.
Yeah, he just ran a bit too far because he would have wanted to play the one long.
Yeah.
He still is. I thought it was too much angle for that.
Yeah. Obviously feels that he can just dig into it. Just
That's what I mean with this table. It just grips so well.
Yeah,
Like this
yeah,
cloth, it's
yeah.
just you can do whatever you need to.
And just a drop in to leave a straight and simple black for a 3-0 lead. Always a different atmosphere when you get to this time of day. It's been, you know, the club's been fairly busy through Friday and Saturday, and the bookies.
To be fair, it's still quite busy out there now.
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
There's a lot of local people in to watch Adam.
Yeah, yeah. But it's you know, normally you've got, you know,
Oh, yeah.
Saturday afternoon there's 16 tables in action, and
Yeah.
there's people buzzing around and
It's
looking
manic.
for the results, and the bookie. There's a crowd around the bookie, and it's it really is. I mean, Saturday's always my favourite day, but Sunday it's a different and
Yeah,
more serious.
There is a different
environment.
feel. Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially when you walk in the morning and
yeah.
it's just the 16 of you, and then people come in and yeah, it's got a different feel to it.
There's a young man just at the back of the room that can be proud of his weekend as well. That was Liam White sat there.
Yeah, I've seen him when I come in. Yeah.
He's had a good weekend, another good deep run, and taken some scalps along the way. Beat Phil Harrison earlier today, and he's another one that's knocking on the door.
Yeah, and I don't actually think he plays much.
He's been putting in the hours recently. I was talking to Lee Kendall, and he's been putting in the graft, as they say. Well, this is where it started going wrong for you with the first dry break, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
Carnage from there on.
Adam pounced. So can he do the same here?
Well, you won't put it past him, that's for sure.
You know, he is definitely the kind of player that blink and it could be 4-3 up.
Yeah. It's just horrible to watch.
So he's going to want to go yellows here, but he's got that one problem yellow at the bottom of the table. What's his plan for that one, do you think? It's not the easiest ball to move, is it?
It's not, because you wanna try and leave yourself a shot after, try and guarantee yourself a shot after.
Yeah.
But getting rid of this one in the middle, he's not doing that.
So he's going to leave an angle on the one just at the bottom of the white line there to try and nudge that out, isn't he?
He wants to go cushion first and then just
Yeah.
flick the yellow.
Yeah, half ball out, and
But he still would be on the one at the top. But it'd just be at a tricky angle.
yeah, he's just looking at the angle that he wants to leave now. Looks good.
Yeah.
So just a little stun shot. It doesn't need to be hard.
Needs to be cushion first. Anything
Yeah.
but cushion first, you'll struggle.
Yeah, has to be cushion first.
Black look like he goes comfortably as well. So it's just on this shot.
Lovely.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Delightful touch.
Yeah, he's played that perfect.
Do you think he'll take it now, or is the?
I think you've got to take it now.
Yeah.
You can play it with like just a trace aside, and it's gonna ping straight on the table.
The only reason I said it is just because of the traffic. He's looking to negotiate the gap here, and the trouble is if he doesn't get it, he could leave himself tangled, couldn't he? Like that.
I didn't think it was that thin.
Yeah, that was my worry there. That he was really putting his eggs in one basket, because if he didn't find the gap, he probably wouldn't have a shot. Now, can he get through the gap?
Yeah, he put his hand up. So.
Oh wow, well. He has been a bit fortunate there. Just for a split second, I didn't think he would be able to get through the gap, but as Shane said, he's okay.
He's not played the greatest of shots there, though. You want to be straight on this.
Yeah, he doesn't want to finish low because the two reds are in the way on the top cushion of the path to come back down the table. So I think the top one passes into right corner, so he might have to take the top one first.
Yeah, makes the finish trickier.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking at playing the second yellow in the middle, so
Yeah, so he's
a bit more difficult.
Yeah, drop this one in and just run through just an inch.
Oh, that's
Leave this
perfect.
in the middle. He's left a lovely angle. He can really just focus on the pot now. The white ball's naturally going to track down just somewhere to the left of that white line. And there we go.
A little bit hampered, but
Yeah.
should be fine.
Yeah. Of course, he did start to give you probably a little bit of a sniff, didn't you? I remember you came in at 8-3 and, you know...
I was in bits.
Yeah, well, you know, there's not much I can do. And we said, you know, sort of one frame at a time. And it looked for the world that he was going to dish up the next one. And then he's gone for the black in the middle.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he's missed that.
Well, he's taken a bit of a liberty, I think, knowing that the red's above. And he's thought to himself, it's unmissable. Even if I go high, it's unmissable.
Yeah, it's deceiving because there was a lot of knuckle there in the middle bag. So.
Yeah. I think if the red wasn't there, he'd have got it 10 out of 10.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
But
100%.
it was just one of them. He thought, well, it's a massive pocket, so
Yeah.
I'll just go a little bit high.
Yeah, I was glad to see him miss that because there's no way I could have. Well, myself, I think I got lucky to get to 6.
Yeah. But I think also it showed his character, because you came back to 8-5, and if you could have got a chance in the next time he came back to the table, it would have been 8-7. But he's stamped straight on that and dished up, hasn't he?
Well, my problem was that his break was too big for me to get anywhere near him.
Yeah.
Like I could have got like those 2 frames I won after coming in here. As soon as he's at the table again, he's break dishing. So
Look at this break. That was almost an identical break to last time. That cue ball tracking it. It wasn't doing that against you. It wasn't bothering those,
no, it was straight
those
in the middle.
bags.
Yeah.
And I mean, the 2 in-offs you had, albeit the cue ball was tracking towards the bag, it wasn't going in.
No.
It got kicked in every time.
Yeah, it reminded me of my game yesterday with Phil. I was 4-1 up on Phil, and that exact same thing happened. I've not seen the table for 10 frames.
Yeah. And the other thing I did mention on comms earlier, it's just such a game of fine margins. I said there's always a twist and a turn. And then he did break and dish, and he went 9-6, but then he broke the next and almost stuck the cue ball in the right centre pocket, and the camera panned across to you, and you could almost see the look on your face as if to say, this just didn't go my way, because on another day, that cue will go straight into the middle, and it's literally gone across the middle and hit the knuckle, and he's landed plumb.
Yeah.
And it's just those fine margins.
Yeah, it is brutal. It's brutal sometimes. But you can't do nothing about it. I mean,
No.
the guy's playing out of his skin, so...
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. He owed me one after the last event anyway.
It was uncharacteristic there. I mean, he's obviously looking to play it off the yellow, but he's misjudged it by.
Yeah, that's a
quite a
tough
margin.
thing. That's a tough thing with these rules. If you break like that and you land, let's say top rail for example, and you've got no shot, you've literally got no shot.
Yeah, yeah, because there's no plant.
You can't. Yeah, you can't play a plant.
So again, this really could shape up to be a great final, and I think it will. So please do share the stream on Facebook, on any social media. We're streaming on YouTube, we're streaming on Facebook, and we're streaming on Twitter. Wherever you're watching it, we hope that you enjoy the final. Sit back and let us guide you through the action. It's 8:20. It's the perfect time in the evening to maybe grab a cold one out the fridge, or make yourself a cup of coffee and
Nice brew.
whatever your pleasure is, and enjoy this, what should be an intriguing final. So it'd be interesting again. Always interested to hear what people's thoughts are on the scoreline. We've already got the advantage of knowing it's 3-1. So where do you think it's going to go from here? Can Adam make the comeback? Is Karl gonna fly through from here? In all honesty, I think it's going to be a very close game.
That was a big shot now. I think he's been a bit unlucky though. I think he's dead straight. Oh, he's fine. He needs to leave himself a nice angle on the one down the rail now.
Jack thinks it's going to be 11-10 to Adam. Jacko thinks exactly the same, 11-10 to Adam.
I think he's left himself a bit too much angle there. Yeah, you wouldn't put it past an 11-10. I think more like a 11-9 either way.
Taha thinks if Boys wins this, it's going to be 3 or 4 frame margin to him. If Adam wins it, it's going to go to a decider. That's what he thinks.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption.
Yeah.
Got to play a good one here though.
Big shot coming up. Not just the pot. He needs to hold.
Yeah, that was always a problem.
Yep. Now he's
Yellow off the black in the middle.
I think it has to be Shane because
well, you need to move the black regardless because
Yeah.
it doesn't go.
yeah. I was going to say the yellow clearly cuts, but it's no good because he won't have a shot on the black.
I think would he be close to pot in the black as well though?
I
That's
was
the trouble.
just thinking exactly the
So you
same
can't
thing.
do that, these rules.
No, you can't do it. So yeah, I was thinking the same thing. If he plays the yellow,
I think he's got to play it thick but punch it
yeah,
just to force the angle.
he's got the clock against him. He's already used his extension. It was a good effort.
That was his trouble. If he played it, if he played it thinner, the black would have gone.
Keith Mitchell thinks it's going to be 11-6 to Boys. He thinks he's going to have it his own way.
That's perfect. Let's go 3-2 then.
Referee calls frame. And you see there at the bottom of the screen, 20th to the 22nd of September. Those are the dates to put in your diary. That's the date for event 4. The last event will be at the start of December, the grand final. So we're halfway through. Dave Barrett thinks it's going to be 11-8 to boys.
I think it could rest on the next 2 frames. I think if they share the frames, I think it's going all the way. If Karl gets both frames, I think he wins by 3.
Such a good break. Both of them have a great break.
Balls have gone a bit messy there.
They
Yellows
have
just clustered up.
Yeah. But look at that split. I mean, they just fly open. He hits a good break. And of course, he'd have had to have a good break playing the American version with the heavier balls.
Yeah.
So he'll have practiced timing that break. Dexter thinks it's going to be 11-9 to Adam. And he's asked you a question, Shane.
Yeah.
He's asking, in your opinion, do you think that drills or frames are better for practice? And what do you prefer? What do you normally go for?
I've never ever done I don't think I've ever done a drill in my life.
No.
When I was younger, I used to play a lot of balls at the rails and stuff like that because I used to always find them a bit difficult.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I've never
So you're
really
just working on your.
Yeah, I've never really set myself like drills or anything like that. If I'm going to practice, I'm going to get someone to come and practice with me. I can't play on my own.
No. Do you think? Isn't it a personal thing?
Yeah, I mean some people. Everyone's different.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a. I mean, if you had to push me on it, I'd probably say. I think it's personal to everyone, but I'd probably say that doing drills is better. If you see some of the drills that are out there, I mean, if you see someone like Gareth Potts, he's been out here doing drills all weekend, and but he's also been practicing with opponents over the weekend too. When he practices on his own, he tends to set up drill, and the reason I think drills are good is because it creates muscle memory. I think that, you know, putting balls, like you said earlier, practicing the ones up the rail.
Yeah.
You know, if you just set the balls up all around the rails, I've seen, you know, a fabulous drill that I think it was who's the Bristol-based lad that plays 9-ball.
Oh, Shane O'Hara.
Yeah, Shane O'Hara.
Yeah.
I mean, he did an incredible drill where all of the balls were lined up along either side cushion, and he's taken them in order, one at a time.
Yeah.
Bottom one, next one, next one.
Did you see the one
and
where
he's had to go
done
alternate.
Do you see the one where he's put a square bit of tape in the middle of the table, and he's played that same drill, but he had to get the white back into the box.
Back into the box every time.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
I mean, and for me, as I say, it creates that muscle memory. So you know that when you're faced with that shot, you know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
You know exactly the pace. Your arm just does the work for you, and when you need that muscle memory is when you're under the greatest pressure.
Yeah.
When you're under that pressure, those pressure situations, that's the time that your back arm's going to go. That's the time you're going to twitch. That's the time you're going to decelerate on the ball.
Yeah.
And so.
I mean, it has his advantages.
Yeah.
100%. But for me, I'd rather just have someone come in and we'll have a game.
Yeah. As I say, I think it's a a very, very personal thing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Different things work for different people. As you say, if you can't practice on your own, then drills are absolutely no good whatsoever.
Yeah.
Somebody who's happy to sit on a table for 3 hours on their own, then they can.
But another thing for me is I can't, even when I get someone to come and practice, I can't practice for nothing. There has to be something on the game for me to concentrate.
To be able to focus, yeah.
It doesn't have to be a lot, just it could be a tenner for all I care. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's just something. I played a game with him, Dan Chandler.
Yeah.
We were playing for Nando's. Loser pays for the Nando's. So I was never losing that.
You were never losing that. Not a chance.
I was never losing that.
That was a free dinner.
Yeah, I got 2 out of it as well. We paid double a quid. Be cashing them in this week. I hope he's watching.
Yeah, that's the wrong thing to play for there, isn't it? I mean, he'd have had a chance for you to play for a tenner.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's exactly what I said to him. I think I probably still got a text message on my phone. I'm actually going to have a look. I'm pretty sure I have.
Yeah, Zombie Ate My Pizza makes a good point. He says a lot to be said for setting up the same type of shot over and over again to improve. One thing that I used to do, I used to put the black on the black spot with the cue ball at this end of the table, and I used to set the black up straight for the top corner pocket, and I used to play a firm shot, hard shot into the top corner pocket, and then I'd move the cue ball round like an inch at a time, playing the same shot into the same pocket until I've almost got the cue ball where the red is at the bottom here. So I've gone from straight on the right hand side, and now I'm cutting the black back into the same pocket. And I used to just play that shot time and time again, because I know if I've got that shot, it's there and I can make it. And I know the pace the pace to hit it out, what the cue ball's going to do, and it's things like that I find help.
Yeah.
And while we were talking about that, Adam going about his business in this frame, and he's won another frame.
Yeah, the safety shot out of the safety shot that Karl played. Adam played a good safety after that, which won him that frame.
Neil thinks it's 11-6 to Adam.
I think 11-6 a bit too.
Yeah.
Well, Gareth, Karl came out of the blocks 3-0 and Adams pegged him back.
Yeah, I think Adam missed an easy ball first frame, and I think it was sort of a miss. I think it was just a bit of a lapse in concentration watching the cue ball, and then sat down for that frame and the next two. That's what happens. I think at 8 ball sometimes the pool gods can punish you a little bit. You make a mistake and it can cost you a frame, or in this case 2 frames, but obviously a great response. You can see that mentally he's in a good place. You know, you can see that he didn't panic 3-0 down. It's easy to think, he's getting away from me. Race to 11. He's playing. He's in his hometown. He's got all his own sort of crowd there, so quite easy to get a little bit flustered and panic. But you can see that mentally he's in a good place, because that hasn't happened. Still taking his time. Still taking the same amount of time on every shot, which is the key thing to look for when people are panicking. Maybe queue up a little bit less and maybe play at a different pace than they normally would, but
So you feel the pressure's gone off him a little bit, so because he's got back into the match now.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm a little bit maybe more impressed of how he handled it from 3-0 down, because in them situations when you can tell somebody's under pressure, they maybe play a little bit quicker. The pace speeds up a little bit around the table. Sometimes put a few less feathers in on the cue ball because they're just almost anxious to get back into the match. There's obviously been none of that, and he's done really well to get back into it. So 3 each, he'll be over the moon with, and obviously momentum with Adam.
Yeah, the pressure sort of reverses a little bit on Karl, because now we want to stop the rock the other way, won't he?
Yeah, and it's strange, the psychology, because it's 3 each, and I'm sure if you'd said to either player at the start, after the first 6 frames it's going to be 3 each, I'm sure they both would have said, yeah, we'll take that. Now, Karl would be gone to the toilet break now going, well, I'm disappointed to be 3 each. Adam will obviously be over the moon to be 3 each, but ultimately the score is 3 each. So I think that how you perceive it as a player when you've been behind and in front is obviously everything. Adam's coming back now, his tail's up, and Karl's a little bit like, well, I expected to be a little bit further in front. So interesting to see obviously how the next few frames go, really.
Okay, well, we'll get back on with the match and we'll have some more views a bit later on.
It is weird.
Interesting analysis there, Shane, from Gaz and Lee.
Yeah, it's it's good to hear what their views on it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, two legends of the game as well. So
interesting analysis there to talking about mindset and how the players will be thinking. How they would position their thoughts after those 6 frames, and as we say, Karl possibly in a slightly mentally worse place than Adam now.
Yeah, definitely. It's a big part of the game. I mean, if your head's not right, then you're not going to play well. I think this is the key ball to the frame now. If you can get this and get nice on his next ball, then should be out. Should be frame over.
So if there are any kind of mental scars from Adam coming back 3 frames, they're definitely not showing here.
Oh,
Whoa!
Wow.
I spoke too soon.
Wow.
It's amazing how many times I put the old commentator's cursor on.
Does happen quite a lot.
It's just incredible.
Karl looks better how he looks earlier on now, sat there.
Goodness. He won't be able to believe that he's missed there. But
I wonder if Adam can play the, I don't know what you call it. Would you call it a tactical
loss
foul?
of no, it's
Loss of turn?
loss of turn shot.
Loss of turn shot.
Yeah.
And if he can play that and just screw the white back between around the back of the 2 yellows.
Yeah. So what Shane's alluding to there within Supreme rules, as long as you play, you make contact with your own group to start with. If you then pot your opponent's ball, it's just you just hand the table over. You hand control over to your opponent, and he has to play the ball from where it lies. Now, if he'd have laid the snooker there, Karl would have to play the ball from that snooker.
It's a brutal rule, but I think it kind of makes the game a bit fun.
Mike Day, you're absolutely right. I'm a bad
Oh
man.
my God, he's missed that as well.
I'm just
Wow.
somehow jinxed the heck out of him. That was another incredible miss. I think actually the first miss has cost him.
Yeah.
I think the first miss is still in his.
It's in his head, yeah.
In his head, and it's the old 3-step rule, isn't it? You know, I think I can't remember the golfer who talked about the 3-step rule, but once you've made a mistake, take 3 steps, and after 3 steps, you have to have it out of your mind, because if it's still there during the next shot, then it can affect that shot as well. Never take it forward. It's gone. You can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And I know that takes a really good presence of mind. That takes a strong character, but that's what you have to do to be the best. You can't sit there bemoaning your luck, because what's gone is gone, and it's just about funneling the energy into positivity. It's a really difficult thing to do.
It's hard.
It's an exceptional skill, but if you can master it, then it's
a massive advantage.
It really is a massive advantage.
Yeah, we'll be happy with that one.
Wow. He's almost a touch fortunate, because that could have gone really wrong.
Oh, I didn't think that yellow went.
As it stands, I think.
I think he'll play the double.
Yeah. I did wonder whether he was going to try and play that yellow off the black at some point, but he doesn't really want to move the black, does he?
He was looking at that, but leaving the yellow at the bottom of the white line till last, just so he's got a ball to get on the black. But I think he's got to play a double now.
And it's one, I was going to say.
Oh, wow.
Well, misses from both players. Amazing. Now, can Karl compose himself?
That's a big chance for Adam there. I think to go from 3-0 down to 4-3 up would have been huge.
This really does take a massive significance. You could look at this as a big turning point in the game, or not so much a turning point because they were at 3-3, but a big launch pad for either player. And it's Karl who is going to take advantage. And I talked about psychology. The thing is, now
them 2 misses would be out of his head now.
They're gone.
Well, they should be anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Now he was sat there. He was sat there a second ago.
Well, he's in bits.
Hands on his head, head in the air. Just an absolute. His brain's an absolute mess. And Adam's let him off, and he's sat in the corner thinking, "Hello, got away with that one. Happy days. All the negativity's gone."
And he's not had to work for that finish.
Nope.
Like them last 2 balls were pretty much just there. It's gifted.
Dave Wyatt, no jukebox tonight, sadly. We had the jukebox up at the Golden 8 Ball.
Yeah, I played a song when I left, didn't I? What was that song I played when I left?
Oh, yeah.
Something stupid, wasn't it? A big old room, that, wasn't it? I haven't been there for years, but that was the first time I've been there for must be about 8 years.
Karl boys to break, leading 4 frames to 3. Time running.
As we mentioned earlier on, you saw the event 4 on the 20th to the 22nd of September. If you're free that weekend, then why not enter the series? There's still spaces available. So come and join us. It's £300 and you could be playing in this arena with some of the biggest names in pool. And
me.
And Shane, yeah. Even if you can't come as a player, why don't you come as a spectator? The bookie will be here again. He can only take bets in the arena currently. So he is currently trying to apply for a remote license so he can take bets from anywhere. But at the moment he can only by law take them in the arena. So please do come and join us.
It does make a massive difference for the atmosphere.
Yeah, it really does.
Like the buzz yesterday was how I remember it. Like, it was
Yeah.
absolutely buzzing in here yesterday. It's funny though when you see Jed wandering around checking scores, who he needs, and his biggest loser.
He's going to cannon the black here. I don't think he can avoid it. And he's cannoned it too far.
Oh, I think he's still alright.
Just adds a little level of difficulty, but should be fine.
Got to be a bit fortunate being on that one.
Just come a little wide. Now, this is a little bit tougher because he can't play it plain. He's in off in the middle, so he's going to have to stun to side rail, and then that kind of brings that red above the middle bag into play.
Yeah.
Should be okay, but
if he can go into it.
That was the problem, and he quit on that a little bit, didn't he?
He looked like he decelerated a bit.
Yeah. He wanted to leave an angle, but not this much.
He's got to be careful here because if he plays the same sort of shot,
there
is a risk of going in off.
Yeah.
He needs to stun it rather than screw it.
This needs to be delicate, and it's a tough pot. This is not a gimme.
He nailed it.
Wow, he played that really well.
Great shot.
So, what is a fairly simple black? They're never simple up the rails, but as I say, with this new cloth, the pockets have been playing generously on this table.
They have been.
So you should never be missing those. And he re-establishes that 2-frame lead, and he's 5-3 ahead. And as I say, it shows how mentally strong he is.
Yeah, I think it did help Adam pretty much giving him that last frame.
Yeah.
Because I think if Adam would have pinched that frame and gone ahead, it could have been a different story.
Yeah. So you see our referee, Scott Price. He's acting head referee this weekend, refereeing the final. Good referee too. Knows his stuff. And,
he's done a good job as well.
Yeah.
Scotty.
Again, please do like and share on Facebook. And subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already done so.
Another big break. I don't think he's on a yellow though. That's the trouble.
Shane, another question for you. Somebody asked, Dexter asked, if you think you would ever make a move to the IPA. Never say never, hey?
No, you can't say never, but I'm happy where I am at the moment.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah,
no plans to.
Nah, no plans. But you never know.
You never know what happens. I don't think Tom probably envisaged moving across there, did he?
No,
but,
exactly. Some like things happen and circumstances change, so you never know.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam's missed that. He's missed more balls in this match than he did in my whole match. Surprising. I'm not too sure what he's going to do here. 'Cause it's still open table. You want to be yellows, but that red over the bags.
Is there an argument if one of the balls pots to middle to pot the one to middle to establish itself on yellows and then play the loss of turn shot?
Well, I think.
Looks like he's going to go reds anyway.
Oh, wow.
Whoa! How has that stayed out?
Well, now you want the yellows.
That looked impossible to stay out, didn't it?
No, the red was. The red wasn't in the pocket. It was.
Yeah.
It was kind of
just to the side.
Yeah, I think he tried playing that past the red, which was very, very tight.
And Adam has been let in again here.
Yeah, he needs
to pull back within one.
He needs to get right on this yellow now, though, so he can get back down for the one over the middle bag.
Can't just drop it. He's got too much angle, so
Yeah, he can't drop it. I think he has to
has to come around.
come out and play the yellow in the same bag.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
he played. He had a few shots very similar to that against you, and he played every one of them perfectly.
Yeah, yeah.
Just shows a really deft touch.
Yeah, when he's on, he's one of the best in the world.
And he'd be more than happy with straight on the one to middle. He can just run through for the black in the bottom right corner.
Yeah. He could have landed anywhere.
Yeah.
Past the middle line, and you'd have had a shot on.
Just uses the rail, bounces on and off an inch, just so he's not got hampered queuing. He's queuing over the pocket, so this is simple to get basically back on serve, isn't he? 5-4, it's his serve and then it's his break in the next.
It's,
been watching too much Wimbledon.
all that tennis, yeah. He's saying he's potting balls in baskets next with all the netball you're watching.
Don't forget, we are streaming across Facebook and YouTube and on Twitter.
Loads of options.
Apologies if I miss any of the chat. I do try and keep my eye on the chat in case there's any questions or pertinent comments. We'd only ask that you keep it friendly.
All positive vibes, people.
Yeah, it's always hard to watch, to read both of the chats while we're on commentary and keep up with things. So again, apologies if we miss anything.
Well, it was Karl's break. It wasn't Adam's.
Ah, right.
So he's still one break down.
Ah, so we've got the graphics. The graphics on Adam. There we go.
Can't get a staff nowadays.
Yeah, it's a long weekend for everyone. So if that's the worst mistake that happens, then we've had
take it.
We've had a good final. This is a little reminiscent of the last final with Karl and Jimmy Croxton. Karl was fairly relentless when he was in the balls. He admitted earlier after his semi-final that he still doesn't feel he's controlling the cue ball as maybe he once used to.
Who's this, Karl?
Karl, yeah. He doesn't think that he's got control of the cue ball in maybe the way he used to. It's just, you know.
I've never actually seen Karl play 8-ball before the series, so I'm not too sure.
I mean, I'd hate to see him when he does start getting control of the cue ball properly.
He's won an event and he's in a final of the next one. So
but
maybe I need to just start being a bit more loose with the white.
But it does show that if he feels he is losing the white slightly, it shows how well he's. Yeah, well, it shows how well he's potting as well, doesn't it? It shows how well his recovery is.
Yeah, I don't think potting's ever going to be his problem.
You haven't just cursed him on this black, have you?
I hope not. No, he's all right.
Yeah, it's fine. So 2-frame lead re-established. Doggone asking what accommodation is available around this venue.
Well, take your pick.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Yeah, loads.
I mean, there's a travel lodge, Newcastle under Lyme. I think it's Lower Street. That is always a reasonable price, especially if you book early. You got the Lymedale Suites. Which is
that's where I stay,
where a lot of the players stay. There's also the Borough Arms, is it?
Yes, that's walking
which
distance.
Is within walking distance. Yeah. I mean, the Travelodge is within walking distance as well. So if you don't want to get taxis backwards and forwards, then Travelodge is good. Yeah, there's plenty. There's plenty around.
Well, the hotel I've just booked into for tonight is decent and it's close by as well. So and it's reasonable price.
Which one's that?
Clayton Lodge.
Oh yeah, Clayton Lodge. Yeah.
I went in there. Checked in earlier on after my game, and yeah, it seems right.
Yeah. So yeah, there's plenty of options, guys. Do come and join us and have a few beers. And if you're that way inclined, there's a couple of casinos nearby. And, there's a Grosvenor and a Genting, which are always fun to visit. We visited on Friday night. A group of us went down. Yeah, it's not a bad night out.
Any good?
No, not for me.
No.
As Jed would say, I done my knackers.
Your knackers.
No, I didn't really. It's
just in case the wife's watching.
Yeah. Well, getting a 36-1 5-way accumulator.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Earlier on today helped, didn't it?
That was unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm waiting on Liam White, and he's 10-9 down.
And Phil's had a chance as well.
And Phil's at the table with a chance and missed his opening ball into the middle.
But and, how well Liam took that finish out in the cider was...
Yeah, I've literally written the bet off. And
yeah, some big prices there as well.
He came back and won it. Yeah, I mean, what a finish in the final. He really constructed that well, and it shows what a young talent he is.
What price was he in that game?
9-4.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. And I had you in there at 2-1.
Yeah, see, I tweaked it, didn't I? I wanted to do it, but I just tweaked it.
If you got those two in an accumulator, straight away it's going to be a big price.
Definitely, yeah.
And at one point you were 3-1, so that would have
it
would have been more like 50-1 than 36-1.
Yeah,
so
crazy.
Claire Watts says, well done this weekend, Shane. Good evening to Claire.
Thank you very much, Claire.
Claire's going over to Vegas this year for the Mosconi Cup, so she'll be looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And a shout out to Big Dave Roberts. Happy birthday to you, sir. Hope you're enjoying it. What is it? Is it his 60th today, Paul? Oh, 48. He just looks 60, does he? Oh, Dave's the right character. One of Paul's friends from Tiverton. So
Could be worse. So you could be 29 and look 39. Massive break from Adam. And his reds are reasonably simple. That's a great shot. Hit that confident.
So Adam doing what he needs to do, just staying on Karl's shirt tails.
He's kind of in the same position I was against him, where because Karl's got such a big break, it's going to be hard to get close, like to get him back. He's going to need Karl to either come dry and leave him a chance, or to miss a couple.
So a quick look at the player profiles as Adam finishes his frame. It's Adam Davis. He's 32 years old. He's the nuisance. He's in a relationship, and he's got a little girl called Bailey Rose. In fact, his partner is here with him. She is often here watching. They are local, so she's come along to watch the last couple of rounds. She's probably thinking to herself, new handbag, new shoes.
She got the shopping list out.
Yeah, he uses a Britannia Q's Q, and always surprised me that he uses a 10mm Elkmaster tip. That really is on the bigger size for a pool player. Incredible, 10mm.
I'm just under that.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm 9.75.
Hey, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I find I control the weight a bit better.
Yeah. It's amazing how it differs, isn't it? It goes probably from like 6.5mm up. Like Rob Chilton plays with.
Yeah, I mean, some cues I've seen.
Yeah, that's incredible, isn't it?
It is crazy how people can play with a cue that small, and they break with them as well.
Yeah. So Adam was the 2011 World Champion WEPF. He was the 2009 European Champion, 2006 International Masters Champion, and multiple pro events and UK Tour titles.
Yeah, and that World Championship was when everyone was in it.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, Phil, Mick, and
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was before the split. That was everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, probably even someone like Jordan Shepherd was playing the tour then,
Probably,
wasn't he?
yeah, probably.
Ronan.
Yeah, they were all there. Good old days.
Started playing pool when he was 5 years old. He had a table in his bedroom, like a sort of a smaller kids' table. He had got one for Christmas, and his dad played in the local league and taught him how to play. Favourite player to watch is Chris Melling. Favourite Q Sports player of all time is Ronnie O'Sullivan. He thinks he's the best player to ever grace the game. When asked what he wanted to do, what he wanted to achieve in the pool world, he said he'd already achieved when he won the World Championship. What he set out to do as a young boy. It's just a case of enjoying the game and providing a good life for his partner and his daughter, which is great.
Yeah, nice lad, Adam. Like one of the real nice guys. I'd always sit and have a chat with you, win or lose, and
He was the first player to play for the England juniors, the under-21s, and the men's team, working his way up the ladder. First person to ever play in each of the age ranges. Toughest opponent he's ever played, Darren Appleton.
yeah, I'm sure he's on probably a lot of people's lists.
Yeah. Well, he's done it
Tell you what,
again.
he's missed a couple of them.
He's done it
Near
again.
knuckles, yeah, he's missed a couple.
You can't believe it. The thing is, as we said, the table's playing quite generous, so it's
Yeah.
not like he's missed it by a hair.
Yeah, no, he's looked like his arm dipped a bit.
So Adam's opponent, Karl, box office boys, he's 35 years old. He plays with well, he's put a Predator cue with a community tip, but that would be his American cue.
Yeah,
Certainly not using a Predator cue
definitely not.
for this.
He looks like he's using one of the old, like one of the old cues, like
Yeah.
the old
He was the WPA, the World Pool Association world champion. That's American 8-ball. He was World Cup of Pool champion, 4 times Moscone Cup winner, and he got a second place in the US 9-ball championships. Started playing in his local pub, age 15. Favourite Q Sports player, Earl Strickland. And he said that ambitions-wise, he didn't. He kind of achieved everything he wants to, similarly to Adam. Best player he's ever played against was Alex Pagaline, the Lion, and asked if he had any other talents. He said badminton, tennis, football, darts, and golf. So a bit of an all-rounder.
yeah. He said to me earlier on, he plays quite a lot of golf.
Yeah, he looks like a bit of a sport bully, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He looks.
He looks like someone who does nothing all day and just goes and plays all these little things.
Yeah.
I think he owns a club, doesn't he, as well? Yeah.
He used to. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he doesn't now. He used to own
Cues.
Q's in Blackpool.
Yeah. I knew he had it last year, but I wasn't sure if he still had it.
Oh, what
Great
a
effort.
great! Oh, wow.
That would have been sick because Adams played a good shot as well to put him in that situation. If he would have got that, that would have just killed Adam.
I know it says a French contingent watching. Good evening and welcome to this.
Yeah, it's a shame to see no French on it this year. There's quite a few last year, haven't there?
Yeah. Yannick played.
I think Victor as well. Victor played a couple.
John Rungan asked a good question there. I don't know the answer to it. I will try and look it up at some point. How many Supreme events have been won by somebody going through undefeated? There weren't many.
God,
There
no.
weren't many. Because
I think the one that Phil won, he come through the loser side from the first round.
well, Phil won one coming through the losers side, and the second one he won, I think he dropped into the losers side for losers qualification. I think he lost his winners qualification game. I know Dunst came through the losers side.
Both of these come through winner side, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. These certainly did. I don't know how many. There's definitely been some, and there's parity, 6 frames each, and it's a best of 11 game now.
Yeah. And it's Adam's break. Best of 9.
My maths.
Best of 5, isn't it?
Yeah, first to 5, best of 9. That's what I said, wasn't it?
We'll watch it back later on.
Did you get your calculator out to work that one out? Or was
No,
it?
but I will be getting a screen recorder of that one.
Oh, leave me alone. I said it's been a long weekend.
That'll be a couple of them I got on my phone now.
Oh,
There's always one at one event, isn't there?
for goodness sake. Yeah, Zombie says Alex Pagulainen plays snooker as well. He's a very proficient snooker player.
I think he played on Q School, didn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know if he qualified, but
he has played on Q School. Yeah, he's definitely a century break maker.
that's how he was hitting them against me. Like straight down the middle. He was hitting them and then he was
Yeah.
going straight down the middle.
Yeah. Look at this for a
Hits
break.
it so well.
Look at this. Ooh. This is when you know you flush the front of that cue ball straight back
Straight
up the
back.
line. Look at that. What a wonderful break. Yeah, that's one of those breaks, if it goes dry, you just wonder how.
I wonder if he's going to play the yellow off the red now to open that bag up. I don't know how risky it'd be.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Yellow off the red, nearest the pocket, and that's what he's done. And tried to get the black
He
out at
wants
the same
black,
time.
yeah.
He's just double kissed the black and a little grimace because he knows he's going to have to come back and have another go at that. Knew he was always going to have a shot because the plant's there if he needs it.
What about yellow off the black in the middle?
Yeah, that's another good shout.
You haven't got to play it hard.
This is, I mean, I've said a couple of times this weekend that I feel that players get a little too obsessed with trying to move balls off of rails, but I think this black is one that needs to be moved, isn't it?
It's just not. There's not really a ball that you can
No.
get easily onto it. I mean, he might be going into it now, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that's what he was trying to do. Has he left enough angle? There is
Yeah, I
just
think
enough
he's
to
fine.
stand across,
You've got to
isn't
be
there?
careful you don't pop this black though.
Yeah, that was always a danger. Just a kiss. Is that okay? Yeah, that's
Yeah, he's
perfect.
fine.
That's a great little kiss.
Just got to make sure he plays his plant nice. You don't want the yellow coming away from the pocket. Yeah, shot.
So,
Big
Adam
frame.
Aziz to take the lead, having been 2 down. So, swinging again from 4 each. Karl went to
Was he
6-4.
3-0, 3-all.
Yep. Then it went
6-4?
yeah, it went
Yeah,
5-3, 6-4. And now this black to take the lead for the first time. Six frames apiece. Sorry, 7 frames to 6.
Not saying anything.
Oh, I'm tired.
Not saying anything.
I'm tired.
I'll let you have that one.
Again, sorry if I'm repetitive, but please do. We don't ask for much during these streams. But, all we do ask is that you like and share. If you're on Facebook, it's really simple. There's a share button just at the bottom of the screen. If you're on YouTube, there's a arrow pointing to the right which you can click, and it allows you several options. You can copy the link and post it onto Facebook. But that really does help us to get the maximum exposure for Beard Productions and also for the Supreme Pool series. If you've never done so before, Beard Productions has a new Facebook page. Our old one got taken down a while ago. So if you could please head across to Facebook and like our page. It's just simply Beard Productions. And join the Beard Productions army. And there's also a page for the Players Pool events, which will give you all the information on the series, upcoming events, who's joining the series, and if there's any bonus balls, etc. So also please join that page. And this is an important frame now for Karl. He needs to stop the rot.
It's a big frame for Karl now. Doesn't want to go too behind.
That red at the top of the table, it looks from here that he needs to move it or do something with it, but maybe it pots above the yellow. Hard to tell from this angle.
Yeah, you can't really see much.
There's a slightly better picture of it.
I think that goes.
Do you?
Cushion first, yeah.
Do you?
If you can hit, I think if you hit the knuckle, I think it would slide off the cushion and off the yellow.
I think he must think it does, because I reckon that he might have tried to do something with it earlier, and he seems to be leaving it later in the break.
Oh.
Well, maybe he didn't even need to move it. That was a clever little attempt.
That was very imaginative.
It was.
He's that good as well.
That really does tell you that he's needs to move that ball, but like you say, that really was very, very imaginative.
Oh, it's perfect now.
Oh, he's got a lovely angle. What a kiss that was. So he's got a choice here. He could...
This shot will tell you whether it goes or not.
Yeah. Well, he could cannon into the red to try to move it, or he could actually cannon into the yellow to try to pot it, and then he'd have a... he'd have an awkward shot, but he'd have a cut to middle. I think he's trying to land on it, isn't he? No, he's moved it. No, it's worse. If it did go off the back of the yellow, it certainly won't now. Well, he's having a look. Surely if it goes now, it went a minute ago.
I think he's got to play this too hard to be able to control the white.
Yeah. Yeah, you just didn't fancy that.
So it's all about the ball on the top rail then.
It shows you his vision on that earlier shot, there, doesn't it? That
I would never have
playing
seen
the
that.
red off the yellow to send the yellow up into the top red to move it. Brilliant.
tricky one. Looks focused.
Yeah. That's not something he ever seems to lack in. He always seems to be zoned in and focused. Yeah. Those wide eyes. Almost hawk-like looks. And it's all Adam at the moment.
Yeah.
Is that 4 on the bounce?
Yeah, he was 6-4 down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Frame, Adam Davis to break, leading 8 frames to 6. Time running.
Oh, he's hit them well again. I think these yellows could be gone. Such a massive break. The referee just getting the shot rack off. I think Adam's definitely taking yellows, yeah. It's a good shot. That's the hard work done. Should be plain sailing from here. Yellow in the middle, last ball.
It's okay though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just surprised he played that because
Yeah.
if it went that easy, he should have just dropped it in and
Yeah. Yeah.
he's got to play a shot now. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
all about pace.
Yeah. It just needs to. He's got a fair area to play into.
Yeah.
He just needs to
This could have been a bit easier.
Yeah, definitely. So this for a 3-frame lead and 2 away from the lead.
Frame 16, Karl boys to break, trailing 9 frames to 6. Time running. Red balls in play.
So this looks like it could be a fairly swift breaking dish from Karl. And back within 2 frames and very much in the game. If he can pull it off. Just looking at his tip there. I wonder if
Pushing it up, it looked like it was kind of
maybe just a
few fibres, maybe.
Yeah. Taking no time over these, is he? Still looks confident.
Yeah, he's hit that break sweet.
Yeah.
He's potted 4 yellows off that break.
Yeah. So for anyone joining us late in the evening, you're watching the final of the Strachan Cup. This is event 3 of the Supreme Pool Series. You see it emblazoned down the side of this fantastic looking table in this incredible arena. It looks great out there, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it really does. It's a great setting. He's going to have to play this with a bit of pace.
Nah, he's played that well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great finish, this.
And here we are. It's 9 frames to 7.
Well, Gareth, it was a 3-frame lead there for Adam, and he's just been pegged back by Karl by, a good finish there.
Yeah, I think that we said it would be interesting to see how they would respond after being 3-0 up and then 3-0. And I think the answer to that was Adam definitely responded better. I think Karl has missed 2 or 3 quite easy balls, and I think more worrying for him, it's not so much missing the balls, it's the way that he's missed them. I think he'll probably sit here and tell you he's the first, be the first person to say that I sort of put a bit of a quick twitch in on a couple of balls that I missed there. He cued across a couple, and I watched it on the out there, and he sort of jumped up off the cue a little bit too soon, and obviously that comes with being a little bit nervous, a little bit under pressure, and you're almost sort of looking if the ball's gone in before you've almost released your arm at it, sort of thing. So he looked really edgy to me from 3 each car, and Adam just sort of punished his mistakes.
Well, there's 3 frames where he missed similar balls, and how well he's been cueing throughout the tournament, just mistakes you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, everybody misses balls, of course, but I think what's concerning is when he's jumping up off the cue and he's sort of a little bit twitchy, as we said, and I'm sure we'll be the first person to say that when he sees it back, that's what definitely happened. That was a big last frame there. Obviously, that keeps him in the match. So he needs this, obviously, next one. As long as he keeps Adam off the hill, then he's still in the match. But it is slipping away, and he's running out of frames.
Yeah, it's Adam to break. It's 9-7, so we'll get back to the action.
big break there from Adam.
Yeah, as Gaz said, this is an important frame for Karl to keep Adam off the hill.
Yeah.
But, it was a big break, and
Well, that's the thing. That's what I was saying earlier on. It's hard to keep someone off the table when they're breaking this big. You know,
yeah.
It's hard to even get close to them.
What's the options here? Reds, do you think?
Yeah, I think reds. It's just the one red that's going to be replaced above the yellow.
Both the referee and Adam having a eagle-eyed look at that ball just to see if it does pass into bottom left.
Well, Scott looked before he moved the red to make sure it either did or didn't go before.
Yeah, it shows really good experience as a ref, doesn't it, to spot that. Must have been close.
Yeah, the last thing you need is a referee moving the ball to move the shot rack, and you come back to say when a ball that didn't go in the beginning now goes.
Yeah, or vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Does it go to middle? I think it does, doesn't it? You can
Possibly, but maybe with a bit of side, just to force the angle, sort of thing.
He's got the perfect ball to land on it now, with the one closest to this bottom left corner pocket.
I think by that shot, I think it does.
Yeah, yeah. He looks okay here.
Yeah, I think it does.
Not too much to do with the cue ball. You can just stun it back a few inches to leave the one above it into the same pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, he's played a bit of side. Yeah, that's a good shot.
And now he's got options. He can run up table, which I think he'll do.
I think he wants to play the one on the right hand side next.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
And as long as he gets straight on the one in the middle, then he should be out. I'm just working out which way he wants to go to make it easier for him.
Interesting to see on the right hand side of the screen there, the normal head referee, the head of the IPC is Viv Roscoe. She's made her way just to watch the final and watch over her protege Scott and see what job he's doing. She was at GB9 this weekend, so she wasn't presiding over events as she normally would. But yeah, she's made her way in, as she is. I don't know where GB9 was this weekend, but maybe this was on her way home.
Telford. It's every event's Telford.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Telford.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, you stopped in
Yeah, I
on the
stopped
way,
on
didn't
the way
you?
up, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you see that so well.
Nice
It's a great
shot.
shot. So it looks like there's a lot of people in the crowd now, like cheering Adam on. Got them all around the sides as well.
Yeah, he's on the hill. Gaz mentioned how important it was to keep him off the hill.
Has the local lad won an event yet? They haven't, have they?
No,
No.
no. Now, obviously gone close. Jimmy Croxton lost in the final.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, there's a few here for him as well, weren't there?
Yeah, yeah.
They also get good support around here. There's a hotbed of pool after all, I suppose.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Big break.
These reds are gone.
It's the one to the...
He's on the plant, I think.
Would you take the plant now, or would you not take the chance? Would you just want to establish yourself on reds?
Oh, if you're on it.
Sorry, the plant at the bottom of the table, definitely. Yeah, I was because I'm looking at the top. Can you get through to the potting angle of the one past the yellow? Do you think?
I think you can, but I think you have to. Yeah, no, I think it's easy. Obviously, the closer you are, the better. Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect there.
Yep.
You just play this a bit aside just to. Just to swing it away from the yellow.
Bit of cleavage on show there.
Yeah, it's a cracking shot.
I was looking for somewhere to park my bike.
That's perfect.
He keeps coming back at them.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
He's not going to give this to Adam. He's going to make Adam work for every single ball.
He's not messing around. Straight now.
Well, that was quick. The last couple of dishes have been fast. And you just wonder whether he's just left it a tiny bit late, but he's rearranging himself.
It always happens, though, doesn't it? I mean, when you're a few frames behind and you start feeling okay and you start potting a few balls and stringing a couple together.
Yeah, just loosen up a bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think, wasn't Tom 7-0 down to Sean Chipperfield yesterday?
Yeah.
And he's 187.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Especially against someone of Chippy's standard as well.
Yeah.
I just can't believe Chippy's not had a chance in 8 frames.
I know.
I'd be looking for another big break here. So get the game over and done with.
Yeah, he'll want to finish this right now. A mistake on that break.
Well, no, the white was actually going straight up.
Yeah.
It's got kicked.
Yeah. No, I was going to say a mistake on that break, and it means that the next time he comes back to the table, it could be 10 tens apiece. So that really was a key break.
They've actually come out quite nice as well.
Yeah. You got to fancy him for this.
Is he actually on a red? Like, can he pot a red? I don't think he can pot a
I
red.
think the red passes to bottom left.
No.
Oh no, it doesn't. No.
Wow.
Well, you're right. He's not. Well, that could.
I think you've got to go yellow then. I don't think.
Yeah, it has to.
I don't think you want to be taken on. I thought you were looking at that red.
Yeah, what to
think
left
cut,
corner.
yeah.
I think you just got to take your medicine here.
Exactly.
And,
yeah, because all yellows go. It's just got to work them out.
Yeah, it's just it's not quite as dot to dot as the reds. It's a little bit more of a tricky pattern. The one just to the left of the cue ball, where it is now, that is a bit of a problem ball, isn't it? Because
does it not pass a black into the corner? I think it looks might be a bit tight actually.
Yeah, that might be tight. If it is, then he could play either one of these in bulk and land on it. I think we'll find out now. I think he'll try and play on it if. Well, I have to assume that it must go and he's played on it.
It must go.
Because I don't know what else he's done there if not. I can't believe for a second he's tried to land on the other ball in bulk.
It does go. Yeah, actually, it flies.
Yeah, so that's what he's done. He's played to land it. It's a much more tricky clearance on yellows, isn't it? The ball
Yeah.
just above the middle bag, the ball towards the right-hand side rail.
I think he can pop this and screw off the red and get back up for the
one in bulk.
The yellow and bulk, yeah.
Well, he's not tried to. He's left the double.
He does like a double, though.
Yeah. I saw him look at it a second ago, and he obviously chose.
He's just controlling the white because it could be running away a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the natural angle takes him 2 cushions into the yellow, really, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
he doesn't want to hit the yellow. But if he misses the yellow, he could snooker himself.
Oh, how good is this?
I
Oh,
mean, that's what I'm
just,
saying.
yeah. Just and just. I thought he was just going
Yeah.
to nudge the red there. I thought that was absolutely
always a danger.
perfect, but, well, Karl's senses would have just suddenly come to life.
Yeah.
He'd have been sat there
Yeah, 'cause
praying
all you
for a
need
chance.
is a chance, yeah, exactly.
Can Adam recover? This is a big shot. Big, big shot. You've made it. What's he on? Oh, look at
That's
this.
a great shot.
What a great shot. Under pressure. What's pressure?
He is running into the yellow though, so he's got to play a shot here.
Can he not top it through and take it long?
He might be able to screw it out.
He might be able to screw out to the black.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could.
Perfect.
Well, as I say, again, I think he's going to take his medicine here, isn't he? He's not going to try anything
I
extravagant.
think he'll just try and get someone near the blue
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
Anywhere past that red, and he's absolutely fine. Yeah. And he'll swing this off 2 rails, and I think he'll be home and dry.
Yep. Hats off to.
He has played unbelievable this weekend,
Yeah.
and today especially. I think his game with Declan, he was quite far behind as well.
Yeah. Well, if he can finish this with this black, hats off to the local man. This is Adam Davis with this ball to become the Strachan Cup winner, and the local crowd applaud him. Congratulations and commiserations to Karl.
Yeah, great tournament from Adam there. Absolutely outstanding. Fair play to him, and yeah, unlucky to Karl. I mean, he played unbelievable as well, but there has to be a loser. Congratulations to Adam, and we'll be back with you with the presentation very shortly.
I'm sure you'll agree with me, a match worthy of a great final, but where there has to be a winner, sadly there has to be a loser as well. Karl. Well, commiserations, but also congratulations. I mean, just one short of going back to back, but that's still, you know, that's still a great achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, I won the last one, which I was a bit surprised it sort of come so soon because I've not been playing that much, and then obviously to get to the final and, you know, back to back and try and give it a go, you know, I've got to be happy really, so I'm not disappointed.
I mean, early in the match, you were in charge, but he just kept coming back at you, didn't he?
Yeah, I was up and I was feeling good, and then just a couple of shots what I still struggle with, like, you know, certain shots I'm still not used to, just probably should have slowed down a bit more really, playing a bit too quick and just caught me out, and he hung in and obviously played great to finish off.
Yeah. Back again for the next event.
Of course.
Brilliant. See you then. Cheers, Karl. Thank you. And to our winner, Adam Davis. Adam, congratulations. Give us your first thoughts.
Well, delighted really. I mean, I've been knocking on the door recently and quite a lot of events, so, you know, if you keep knocking, it finally opens.
Yeah. I mean, where does this rank? You've obviously been world champion, but this is another one to your credit, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously it's a tough field. And for me, it's just nice now I can still compete at the highest level at times. So.
And a nice winner's check coming. Is your girlfriend ready to buy a new pair of shoes?
Yeah, she already spent it, I think.
So I'd like to welcome Lee Grout into the arena, who's going to present the check and the trophy. Your winner, Adam Davis.
Yes.
Fantastic achievement, as I say, a great weekend of pool. We're back here on September the 20th for event 4. I'm going to hand you back over to the studio where Gaz and Lee are going to talk you through that match. See you again soon.
Well, Gareth, a worthy champion, I think. He played solid throughout the tournament and a very good standard.
Yeah, definitely. I sort of saw that performance perhaps the other way around, but yeah, like I said, to be honest, I was impressed. From 3-0 down, I just had a feeling that when he got back to 3-all, I just sort of knew that I said to you in there that he just looked comfortable. He wasn't rushing, and he still looked like he was playing within himself, and he just looked like he was up for it today. And yeah, a worthy winner, and obviously a very good performance throughout. And like I said, the semi-final, I watched that, and he played unbelievable. He was faultless, and I think he missed a black in one of the frames at 8-2 or something. But other than that, it was just completely faultless. So from what I've seen, you know, he was the best player consistently throughout the whole weekend, really.
And Karl played really well. I think he made 3 killer mistakes, which probably let Adam get away from him, and you can't do that at this level, can you?
Yeah, and like I said, he'll be the first person to say, you know, that I'm sure that he was feeling it a little bit, because you know the way he hit a few of them balls, you can see that he was feeling it, and you know, in a final of that level, that you know you can't afford to do that.
And the standard's been very high. What's your thoughts on the whole event?
Yeah, I think the standard has, you know, like I say, you know, I've been practicing just to the side of it most weekends, so I've seen most of the matches on that TV table, you know, glancing over, and you know, my personal opinion is the standard. A lot of it is down to the new short rack, because it's not down to the referee anymore. It's not down to the referee slap racked you and I got the tight rack and all the balls went over the pocket when I broke and 2 came out of the pack when you broke and it was a foul break. Yeah, everyone's got, it's a level playing field, and I just think that when you've got a consistent rack, so it's exactly the same for everybody. It's not the referee's racked it up maybe a few millimetres too high, a few millimetres too low. It's always in exactly the same place. All 15 balls are guaranteed to be touching every single time. So it's just fair for everybody, and what it does do is it guarantees a big split every single time. It doesn't guarantee you a ball, but as you can see, every time they break, the balls are just flying all over the table. So the percentage chance of you making a ball has to increase.
And what complements that is like the new balls that they play with, the cloth's super fast, so all those sort of conditions with the short rack, it leads to open frames.
Yeah, and you know, and that's how, you know, events of this stature should be. You know, the cloth is, you know, obviously a new design cloth, which, you know, obviously I think does give it its own identity, and I think that's what you were trying to do with the grey of almost when people log in and watch and they say, oh, that's the Supreme Series English 8 ball, rather, you know, snooker's got its identity perhaps with the green cloth, and maybe American pool's got it with the blue, and just to try and give it its own. But the cloth obviously plays very nice. You know, you can see how reactive the cloth plays, and obviously with the brand new Pro Cup balls, you know, everything leans itself towards those sort of matches and those sort of standards. And at the top level in any sport, you know, that's what, you know, what you would expect, playing on, you know, the best tables and the best conditions with the best balls, the best cloth. And like I say, I think the short rack has made a massive difference, certainly from, you know, the days when I was playing English 8 ball, because there was always, especially playing a big match when there was a referee, sometimes he'd rack the balls up and sometimes they wouldn't be touching. You know, how many times have you played a match where you've even argued with your opponent that he's racking them up too high? Where
you're always checking the middle.
You're always checking that, you know, the black has to be in the middle, and there's always been that, you know, argument, and the days of when you'd perhaps rack your balls up for your opponent and he'd rack them up for you, or he slap racked me and the referee did. Obviously all that's gone now.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good invention, and certainly hopefully it'll roll out to many more tournaments. Finally, to wrap up the tournament, I want to thank the sponsors, Supreme Pool, our series sponsor, along with Strachan, Aramuth, PPV Guru, the short rack which you just mentioned. The next event, which will be the Central Vehicle Leasing Championship, and they've got some great offers on the sides. Sovereign Snooker Services, the Winning Post, Jed did a great job this weekend, and finally Liberty Games. So without those guys we couldn't put the production together, and without B Productions we couldn't get you to the standard where we're at. So I think everybody's done a great job. I hope you've all enjoyed the series so far. It is the fourth one coming up in September, and that will be the Central Vehicle Leasing event. See you all soon. Thanks very much for tuning in.